Um, Good morning, grade 11s, and welcome to this lesson. This lesson just is a recapitulation on the test memorandum. Given the test that you all were given a couple of days ago. My name is Itumeleng K. Mohanwe, and I have also put my email address right there for you to contact me if you have any questions regarding clarity. Okay, I hope I'm audible enough for all of you. All right, let's begin. So as I said, today's lesson is just a recapitulation of the test and the discussion of its memorandum, given the test that you all were given. Okay, and we will be doing the following things today. We'll do the comprehension. We'll do the answers to that comprehension. We'll do the analysis of the advertisement, and then we'll also do the suggested responses to the advertisement. Section A, which is the comprehension, it's usually the first question or the first sort of section that you meet when you are writing English Home Language Paper 1. And in that section, your comprehension tests your reading and understanding skills, because remember, it's reading for comprehension and understanding. Right. Please note the following. When marking the comprehension, teachers are faced with a couple of things, or markers as well, but also understand that because the focus is on understanding, incorrect spelling and language errors in responses should not be penalized unless such errors make change to the meaning or understanding. Okay, so errors must still be indicated. However, as I have put here, you are encouraged to apply strict language rules. Okay, you are encouraged to apply strict language rules. So do not take advantage of this, please. If a learner uses words from a language other than the one being examined, disregard those words, and if the answer still makes sense, do not penalize. Okay, so however, if a word from another language is used in a text and required in an answer, this will definitely be acceptable. So say, for example, sometimes you've got certain words borrowed, or you've got a person's name, like a proper noun, or you've got a place. All of that will definitely be taken into consideration if it is in a different language or a particular expression. Of course, we all know how to express those and how to mark them. For open-ended questions, no marks should be awarded for a yes or a no, or an I agree or I disagree. Okay, the reason, the substantiation or motivation is what should be considered. Please do not forget that. Okay, so remember, open-ended questions are questions that do not have a yes answer or a no answer, or that do not rather have a straight answer, or an answer that is strictly yes or an answer that is strictly no. Okay, they are what we call intelligent answers. Therefore, they need a proper or correct kind of substantiation. When one word answers are required and the candidate gives a whole sentence, mark correct that the correct word is underlined or highlighted. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so just ensure that whatever it is that is correct, just highlight it, or or circle it, or whatever. That's what's going to be taken into consideration. And when 2 or 3 facts or points are required and a range is given, right? Teachers will only mark the first 2 or 3, okay? Again, dialectical variations will be taken into consideration. So remember, we sometimes have kids from, or learners from different countries, and they speak a different sort of English, but as long as it's standard and it's acceptable, teachers will definitely take that into cognizance when marking. For multiple choice questions, accept both the letter corresponding with the correct answer and or the answer written out in full. So teachers will definitely take this into consideration. Sometimes they understand that, well, you sort of are in a haste when writing these answers, and you're so excited perhaps that, oh yeah, listen, I know that the answer is B, or I know that the answer is D. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll start with the comprehension. I'm going to share this with you. This is the comprehension that you all received. Plastic pollution of titanic proportions. Plastic pollution is on the increase globally. This is driven primarily by the unavoidable rise in the use of plastic around the world by approximately 9% every year. Poor waste management practices in many parts of the world also contribute to the increase in such pollution. This type of pollution is concentrated near cities, on beaches, and is found throughout the oceans. Harbors are the worst places for plastic pollution. The harbor city of Durban ranks very poorly in the world because of plastic finding its way into the oceans. Every liter of seawater off Durban's harbor contains about 340 pieces of microplastics, according to Dr. Deborah Robertson Anderson, a South African marine biologist. Microplastics are less than 5 millimeters in size, are generally not visible, and make up most of the unseen plastic that is underwater. Microplastics are formed when plastic containers, due to weathering and exposure to the sun, break up into small pieces. The plastic is then further broken down by wave action in the water. Different plastics have different characteristics, and among those differences is thickness. Some plastics float while some sink, and this has an impact on where the microplastic particles end up in the environment. The current of the Indian Ocean close to the Durban coast attracts high biological activity. Research conducted by Dr. Robertson Anderson focuses on how marine life is affected by microplastics. She says that by 2050, the oceans are expected to have more plastic in them than fish. Her research shows that the fish found close to the Durban harbour have more plastic in their stomachs than those found away from the harbour. This is of serious concern. The human activity along the coastline, the more human activity along the coastline, the greater the problem. The solution to this problem lies in prevention, stopping the plastic from entering the ocean in the first place. The city of Durban has called on to residents to change their behavior on waste management. The city spokesperson, Dozi Mtatwa, says that constant littering and deliberate disregard of the environment appear to be the cause of the problem. She states that no amount of cleaning and policing can deal with litter if residents do not change their attitudes towards waste disposal. Bart Smith, environmental manager of the Dusi Umgeni Conservation Trust, has constructed a boom to trap 80% of the floating litter. The boom, which is a long plastic pipe, sits on the surface of the water and guides floating waste towards the river banks. This waste, mainly plastic, is gathered by litter collection teams, put into bags and sent off for recycling almost every day. Smith states that many people are of the opinion that littering creates jobs. He thinks that this belief is ridiculous. It is like saying that breaking a leg is a good idea because it gives a surgeon work, or smashing a car window gives work to the repair person. The Durban municipality has a total of 17 rivers and estuaries. Please note that footnote there, that an estuary or estuaries are where rivers join the sea. You know estuaries and tributaries, correct? Yeah. Smith hopes that the Durban municipality will adopt his boom method in an effort to reduce the litter problem along the east coast of South Africa. Since a large amount of plastic flows into our oceans from our rivers and streams, this will go a long way towards relieving worldwide pollution. A change in approach is needed by the general population. If every individual ensures that he or she gets rid of litter in a responsible manner, then plastic pollution will be curbed. If not, the massive plastic tide in the sea will be a far-reaching negative environmental impact that will be irreversible. This extract was adapted from The Independent, the newspaper, on September 10th, 2016. Okay, so I'm going to give you perhaps just a minute just to relook at your questions before we mark. There is a question regarding the assessments. It says, morning, sir. Where do we find the assessments? I've seen the timetable for the assessments, but I cannot find the assessments. Okay, I will ask the team just now, but I think this assessment should have been sent to you, or it should be online if I'm not mistaken, but I think we'll definitely sort it out right now if it's possible. Okay, here's the second page for that. Here are the questions once again. Please note that I will be interchanging my screen sharing for your accommodation regarding these questions, because I think some of you may have an issue given the fact that you do not have this paper, but we'll make a plan. I've just informed the production team. Okay. Number one, it says 1.1, refer to paragraph 1. State 2 factors that contribute to an increase in plastic pollution. Look at that right there. All right, let's see here. There you go. There is an increase in the use of plastic, or in the use of plastics. Also, there is ineffective management of waste. Question 2, or question 1.1.2, Explain why pollution is concentrated near cities. Remember, this is still in reference to paragraph 1. Okay. Explain why pollution is concentrated near cities. It's another 2-mark question. There are more people who live in cities. You can put that in brackets if you want to. There are more people, resulting in more production of waste, therefore increasing the levels of pollution. There are more people who live in cities, resulting in more production of waste, therefore increasing the levels of pollution. Number 1.2. What is Dr. Deborah Robertson Anderson's occupation? What is Dr. Deborah Robertson Anderson's occupation? What is she? She is a marine biologist. She's a marine biologist. Remember, if you guys refer to this here, it says, well, according to Dr. Deborah Robertson Anderson, a South African marine biologist. Okay, so this is what we call a non-defining clause. Basically, I mean, it's just, something that is interesting for, just to add more information or whatever. Teachers love it when students write like this, especially. Okay. Okay, and then 1.3, what 2 shocking facts are revealed about Durban in paragraph 2? What 2 shocking facts are revealed about Durban in paragraph 2? And there you go. It has one of the most polluted oceans in the world. Secondly, the Durban sea water contains about 340 microplastics per liter. Who? The first fact, it has one of the most polluted oceans in the world. The second fact is that the Durban sea water contains about 340 microplastics per liter. Shoo. I wonder how you measure microplastic. 1.4, refer to paragraph 3. Okay, let's just refer to paragraph 3. Paragraph 3, remember it read that microplastics are formed in plastic containers due to weathering and exposure to the sun, break up into small pieces. The plastic is then further broken down by wave action in the water. Different plastics have different characteristics, and among those differences is thickness. Some plastics float while some sink. And this has an impact on where the microplastic particles end up in the environment. So the question there reads, using your own words, explain what microplastics are. 1.4.1. Microplastics are plastic containers that are broken down into smaller pieces or sizes after being exposed to the sun and the weather or elements of such. Right. (1.4.2) State why it would be difficult to gather plastic that is out at sea. State why it would be difficult to gather plastic that is out at sea? There's your response. That by the time plastic reaches the ocean, it becomes microplastic. And that some plastics float and some sink. Some beautiful alliteration there, hey, for interesting discussion. By the time plastic reaches the ocean, it becomes microplastic, and that some plastics float and some sink. And then 1.5 reads, according to research, what is the difference between fish found closer to the harbor and those that are further away? According to research, what is the difference between fish found closer to the harbor and those that are further away? Okay, so here's 1.5. Fish found in close proximity to the harbor have more plastic in their stomachs. Have more plastics or more plastic in their stomachs. Okay, guys, please note, remember, the pluralization or the plural, for fish, right, still remains fish. There was a big debate at some point, about fish and fishes, and when you actually say fishes, but we'll have that discussion some other time. So, hence why, we've got that there. So it will still take on it will still take on this, this verb. So so they've got more plastic in their stomachs, right, than those that are found further away. Or you can say that fish found further into the sea will have less plastics in their stomachs. So you see that trade-off. So depending on how your answer is, it doesn't really matter. I think as long as, you're able to distinguish between the fish in close proximity to the harbor and fish that are further in the sea. Okay. And then 1.6, what do Tozim Tetwa's comments in paragraph 5 imply about the residents of Durban? Okay, what are his comments in paragraph 5? It says here, the city spokeswoman, Tozim Tetwa, says that constant littering and the deliberate disregard for the environment appear to be the causes of the problem. So let's see. She says that the residents of Durban are irresponsible and do not care about the environment. So that's what it would imply. Remember the question asked, or asks rather, right? What those comments imply, the comments in paragraph 5, what they actually imply, about the residents of Durban. All right, and then 1.7, it says, refer to paragraph 7. Okay, it says, refer to paragraph 7, and it asks, Bart Smith's boom assists in the gathering of plastic to reduce pollution. Name one other benefit related to this process. Name one other benefit related to this process. Okay, let's see. Job creation and recycling. Yes. He says that people justify littering with job creation and recycling, and that it actually gets them jobs, or it helps them to recycle, or it allows them to recycle, therefore making some bucks. Okay. And then number 1.8, explain why Bart Smith makes reference to breaking a leg and smashing a car window, which are in lines 43 to 45. Explain why Bart Smith makes reference to breaking a leg and smashing a car window. This is to show the ridiculousness, or how ridiculous, right? Or the ridiculousness or absurdity of the idea that littering creates jobs, that one does not break a leg or smash windows to create jobs. Okay. All right. And then 1.9, choose the correct answer to complete the following sentence. The word curbed in paragraph 10 means what? The word curbed in paragraph 10 means, you guessed it right, it means stopped. Okay, it means stopped. So to curb something is to stop. Okay. To curb something is to stop. I remember there used to be an advert about curbing your enthusiasm, like, yeah, curb your enthusiasm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, stop your enthusiasm. Yeah. I think it was, I can't remember. It was one of these soft drinks. Curb your enthusiasm. Obey your thirst. Okay. Anyway, number 1.10. Is this article relevant only to Durban residents? Substantiate your answer. Is this article relevant only to Durban residents? Substantiate your answer. Let's see. Okay, once again, listen, this is an open-ended question, okay? Like I told you, an open-ended question is a question that does not have a wrong answer or a right answer. There is no wrong or correct answer, okay? It's got what we call an intelligent answer. So the contingency of the answer, right, is dependent on how you respond. And remember, we will not mark you for yes or no, okay? It's the justification that matters. So your mark is contingent on your justification here and on your justification here. Are we clear? Okay, so I can just be very careful when dealing with this. All right, so so for those of you who said yes, or who could have said yes, right, it's that the passage focuses mainly on plastic pollution in Durban and its harbour. Therefore, it would be relevant only to Durban residents, or it would only be relevant to residents of Durban. Okay. And then you could say, or no, while the passage focuses on Durban, the article will interest many people as pollution is a worldwide issue. Lovely. So here's the thing. The reason there's an or and an and, or, you know, and interchangeably there, is that sometimes these answers may force you to answer both yes and no, and that is okay, as long as it is well substantiated, because you know, it doesn't say take a stance, unless the response says you know, take a stance. Yeah, no, sometimes you can definitely say, I mean, it's a yes and no, it's a yes and no answer, you know. Then you can definitely substantiate why you're saying yes and why you're saying no. I mean, like here, if there was a candidate or a learner who said, yeah, but like, okay, it could be yes, in the sense that you know, it's specific to, you know, to people of Durban, therefore they must just understand, you know, the magnitude of the situation. And then you can say, and no, as while the article focuses mainly on Durban, you know, this is a worldwide issue anyway. So even people in Johannesburg, even people in the Free State, even people in the Northern Cape, you know, must take cognizance of the fact that, you know, these issues are broad. I mean, yeah, okay. 1.11, discuss whether the title, Plastic Pollution of Titanic proportions is appropriate for this article? Plastic pollution of Titanic proportions. Another wonderful alliteration. Again, the answer here is very, very open-ended. So you can accept a suitable response. So you can say yes. The word Titanic means huge or enormous. Okay, it means huge or enormous. Plastic pollution is an enormous problem, definitely. The title is suitable because the passage focuses on the enormous plastic pollution in the ocean. Or that disaster occurred when the Titanic, a ship, sank, right? So look at that beautiful comparison. Look at that beautiful inductive inference. Look at that beautiful, sort of, I think, sort of practical, wide metaphor. So similarly, if left unattended, like the people who were, supposed to be attending to the ship, to the Titanic, the problem of plastic pollution will have disastrous consequences for our planet. So again, the title links these two ideas and is therefore suitable. It's definitely suitable. For those of you who said no, you see, look at that strong response in yes. Again, like I said, there is room for people who would say no to this. Once again, we will not mark you for yes. We will not mark you for no. We will mark you for the the explanation, or the justification that you give, for saying yes or no. Okay. So no, while plastic pollution is a problem, the article does not show that it is a massive challenge, right? So the article does not show that it is a massive challenge. Some people, who read widely and perhaps who appreciate the literature of magazines and newspapers, or just general online reading will just say that, yeah, we understand. It definitely is a problem. Like, the article does not focus on, it does not show that it is actually a massive problem. Therefore, the article is not suitable, as the use of the word Titanic is an exaggeration. So the word Titanic might not be understood by the reader, and he or she would not understand how the title relates to the article. I think definitely that's quite true. I think also, we pay, I think, respect to the context of different individuals. Some people will definitely not know what the Titanic is or how it actually truly links to this. Some people, might have just thought that, well, the Titanic was just a ship and, it was just named the Titanic, not understanding that the word Titanic in itself, means something that is, gigantic or enormous. All right, so that was it for question 1.11. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's come back to now section B, visual literacy. It talks about the analysis of an advert, Okay, I want you to be very wary of the following when answering or when responding to section B. Remember, section B, so usually after the comprehension would come a summary, which is out of 10, but it wasn't included in this test in particular. But the thing is, from section B going forward, that's where we actually really look at a lot of things, right? But I think also then section C is what we're going to be looking at in particular here again, which is what's this? The advertisement, okay, the visual literacy. Excuse me, there it's actually section C of your English paper. Not section B. Section B is the summary, and section C is visual literacy, the analysis of an advertisement. Okay, yeah, it's very, very strong because it's on language. It talks so much on language. But the reason I said section B here is that it was section B of your question paper that we gave you. So, but under normal circumstances in an exam, visual literacy will definitely fall under section C. Usually you've got your cartoon, and then you've got your advertisement, and then you have your language in context, or language structures and conventions. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so one word answers must be checked, must be marked correct, sorry, if the spelling is incorrect, unless the error changes the meaning of the word. Yes, this is what teachers will definitely put into cognizance. However, please understand, guys, you are encouraged to use standard English. You are definitely encouraged to use standard English, especially because you are home language candidates. I think the older you become as well, the stricter the markers become with you. So I think be wary of that as well. In full sentence answers, incorrect spelling should be penalized if the error in the language structure is tested. Okay, so sometimes that this is one part of the paper that's going to grill you, because sometimes you will think, and remember, as teachers will put commonly misspelled words there somehow, and we will definitely ask you to to identify some of the issues surrounding those commonly misspelled words, or that sometimes we would definitely put you in a position that forces you to spell that word correctly, or correct the spelling of the word, whichever way you want to put it. And then lastly, sentence structures must be grammatically correct and given in full sentences as per instructions. Okay, sentence structures must be correct, must be grammatically correct, sorry about that, and given in full sentences as per instructions. Okay, let's see, let's go. We're back here. I hope you guys are seeing this now. Yep. Okay, section B, language. Okay, which is question 3, analyzing an advertisement. Okay, study the advertisement text B below and answer the set questions. Right, okay, so please can you study this advertisement? I'll give you about 2 minutes to do so. Yeah, we don't have much time left, but yeah, I'll give you 2 minutes to do so. And then, yeah, okay, we'll start answering. Okay, what do we see here? Remember something, guys. This is an advertisement analysis. Okay, it's an advertisement analysis. I'm going to do one of an advertising or an advertisement analysis lesson with you guys one of these days. I hope you guys will enjoy it on using the ADA principles, and yeah, I think using also like some of the exciting stuff that will sort of put into play. Look at the way this advert is actually placed. Shoot, it's so it's adapted from Easy DIY. Yeah, DIY stands for do it yourself. If you guys don't know that. Yeah, so it was issue number 22 in 2016. It's very important that we give you guys this, because again, it teaches you, especially when you get into higher education, to be able to cite. Okay, so it says here, don't. So we've got there, wait, gas, filling, key cutting, deliveries, timber cutting, power tools, paint. It says, don't keep your dream home bottled up. Okay, and then you've got bottle here, and you've got this, yeah, and then you have, yeah, we have everything you need to help you make it a reality. Shoo, yeah, you see, yeah, some language rules aren't followed when putting adverts out there, but I think it's for obvious reasons. It says here, Micah or Mika, whichever way you guys want to pronounce, but I think it's Micah, is one of South Africa's largest hardware franchises. At Micah, we specialize in hardware, power tools, paint, building supplies, and much more. Okay, visit your nearest Micah today. www.micah.co.za. So you've got these tools here. Okay, I think you've got a drill here, and then you've got a couple of things. I think there's I see a hammer there as well. Okay, and you've got their logo here. It says, Micah, let us show you how. Okay, there are the questions. Okay, out of 10, 5 questions. Beautiful, easy stuff. Hey, I want you guys to be very careful about something when it comes to visual literacy. Okay, sorry about that. When it comes to visual literacy, is that both adverts and cartoons need your language. What do I mean? I don't mean bombastic words or bombasticism. I mean that you need to explain the visual effect. That's the reason it's an advert. That's the reason, it's visual literacy. We want to see how you're able to bring life to the picture that is right in front of you. Okay, so it says name one service and one product available at Micah. Okay, name one service, one product available at Micah. Okay, if you guys did EMS in grade 7 and grade 8 and grade 9, I think you all did, you will understand the difference between a product and a service. We talk about that all the time. It does not only apply to business studies learners in grade 10, 11, and 12. I think the distinction between service and products, is there. We know that one is tangible and one is intangible. Okay, let's go. 3.1, service, gas filling, key cutting, deliveries, and timber cutting. Yeah, okay, it's going down. Okay, and then product, power tools, paint, hardware, and building supplies. Why the distinction? The thing is here, this may sound like a simple question, but what it tests here, it tests your ability to distinguish between a service and a product. You know that distinction, that separation between what is tangible and what is intangible. Right. Of course, you can't hold a service, you can't touch a service, but you can see a service. Especially when people. But power tools, things that these are products. That you can take, that you can touch, that you can move. So of course, a gas would be a product, but gas filling is a service. Okay, a key would be a product, but key cutting is a service. Okay, delivery, we don't see deliveries. We don't touch the aspect of deliveries, but a delivery in itself is a service. Okay, and then also again, timber cutting. So note here, okay, so we will accept one service and we will accept one product, okay, and you will only accept examples from the picture because the question was very, very specific. Okay, number 3.2 asks, says, refer to the headline, don't keep your dream home bottled up. Okay, love that. Okay, so 3.2.1, why is the word don't written in larger font? Look at that, right? Remember to attract the reader's attention. Remember the first A in ADA, right? Attraction. We want to attract that don't, like, oh, okay, wow, right in your face, okay? And to emphasize. You see, so look at the use of the look to attract the reader's attention, but that's not enough. That's not enough. So Also because, you know, your home language candidate. So we want you to bring it to life, to emphasize. To emphasize is to stress, you know, to put out there that you should not keep the idea of your dream home bottled up. Remember, when you bottle something up, guys, that you just keep it so, you know, so what can I say, concentrated and limited, and you keep it to yourself. You usually would say, well, do not bottle your feelings, or do not bottle your thoughts. You know, say it out. When we encourage people to you know, to go and see a therapist or to go talk to their friends about issues, we say, do not bottle up those issues. And the effect of that word is that literally, as you guys see in this picture here, that house is literally inside a bottle. Beautiful visual effect there. Okay. 3.2.2, identify the punctuation mark used in don't. Okay. Another one, beautiful. We know what punctuation mark that is. It's an apostrophe. Okay. It is an apostrophe. Remember, sometimes we will extensively ask you a question. Do you think that this punctuation mark was used for contraction, or for possession, or for both? You know, then you have to say, well, I mean, yeah, because I mean, the function is very important. You know, we don't just tell you, yeah, no, this is an apostrophe. You need to know the function. You need to know why the function is there. You need to know why they use don't and do not, you know, instead of do not. You know, you need to know all of that stuff, because sometimes you don't even know, you know, what questions come, you know, come in that regard. Number 3.4, state 2 ways in which the reader will be able to get more information about Micah. There you go. Sorry. 3.3 says, how does the advertiser use the visual on the left to support the headline? Look at this visual on the left. Remember the visual on the left that I was just explaining? How does he use that visual on the left? You know, let me show you guys once again. There you go. Yeah, so how does the advertiser use this visual here? Hey, okay, very important. The answer there is the visual on the left shows a beautiful home inside a bottle which support the words dream home bottled up. Okay, and if the cork remains on, the dream home will never become a reality. Okay, and then 3.4 states 2 ways in which the reader will be able to get more information about Micah. There you go. There are your 2 ways. By visiting the nearest Micah store, or by visiting their website. Last question, discuss whether this advertisement appeals to a wider target audience. I think, again, that's another open-ended question. You may, you know, talk about it like that. You know, the advertisement will only attract those who are interested in renovating, building their homes, or the advertisement will attract a wide range of readers because Micah offers a variety of services and products. Okay. Note that you will score 1 mark for an answer that is not well substantiated. You need to give substantiation. You need to, you know, to give your own justification. Thank you very much. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Okay. Yeah. Contact us if you've got any questions at STEM Digital School at africateamgeeks.co.za. Do not forget to like our Facebook page. We're also on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Thank you very much, and on Instagram. Thank you.